The CUTS Direct Communication Mastery course, the art and science of influence, persuasion, and direct communication. Discover how to take a customer from 1 to 10 and get them to buy or sign as quickly as possible without any wasted time. Keys to success in CSMS are developing rapport with the customer, asking specific questions to gather intelligence and to understand the customer's needs, controlling the sale by asking questions, buyers versus non-buyers. Your goal as a master communicator is to find the right people to speak to. Weed out the people who aren't right. You are not trying to turn non-buyers into buyers. Don't waste your time making a presentation to someone if they don't want or need your product, shouldn't be buying because the product or service isn't right for them, can't afford your product. Don't worry if you can't close someone either. Some people are never going to buy. They won't buy from you and they won't buy from anyone else. Your goal is to simply close everyone who is closable. The only time you should be concerned is if someone doesn't buy from you, is that if they buy from someone else, because that means there's something went wrong with your sales process or presentation. If that's the case, you need to specifically identify what the problem is and work to fix it. Let's assume in any given room of 100 people, 30 are ready to buy right now. These are people that know they have to make a decision quickly and are motivated to buy now. 30 are still shopping but are motivated to buy. 30 are curious, just looking. Maybe they'll buy today, maybe they'll buy tomorrow. They're not in a rush. 10 were dragged there by someone else. They don't want to be there and they will never buy from you. 30% of the market is always buying. Your job is to find them and close them before your competitors. Do you need a script? All direct communicators need a script. This is non-negotiable, no matter how good you are. It needs to be customized to suit your particular field, so if you work in real estate, it's going to be different than if you work as a stockbroker. It needs to be memorized, and you need to be able to read it from it without sounding like you are reading, like an actor. This is important. If you call a customer sounding like you are reading from a script, or if the customer knows you are reading from a script, you are done. Listen, Will Smith reads a script. Man makes about $20 million per movie. Now I know you and I have nothing on Will, but we get paid $2,000 in 1 hour. I'll take my life and read this script that's in front of you. Fair enough? Cold calling. Establish it quickly. When you cold call someone, you can be anyone you want to be, but you only have 25 seconds to establish who you are. You are an expert or authority figure. You have a purpose for calling, and you're enthusiastic about sharing information with them. People want to work with the expert, the top guy or girl in the field that can help them to achieve their goals and take control of their life. Does she like your voice? Without a doubt, one of the most important elements of CDCM is tonality. When it comes to influence and persuasion, your tonality is everything. By using certain tonalities, you make people feel specific emotions. And that's important because it's the emotion you create in someone that ultimately closes the deal. People buy based on emotion, and then they justify it later with logic. When you speak to someone on the phone, your tonality should sound like that of a friend, not like a stranger or a salesperson. Don't say you care. Imply it with your tonality. Don't say trust me. Imply it with your tonality. Imply with your tonality that you are trustworthy, empathetic, have their best interests at heart, you care. Those are all important tonalities. Scarcity or secret, quiet, hush tonality. If you want someone to listen, you yell. But if you want someone to really listen, you whisper. By lowering your voice and whispering, you imply you have a secret, something scarce. Certainty. Most people don't have a sense of certainty. So if you do, then people will listen. How not to build rapport with your customer. One of the biggest mistakes most salespeople make when trying to develop rapport with their customers is that they talk about their hobbies or interests. Wrong. When a customer starts talking to you about their holiday in New Zealand, you don't start talking to them about that and go off into no man's land. Instead of talking to that customer about their hobbies and interests or anything else irrelevant to the sale, you build rapport by demonstrating that you are an expert and a person that can help them achieve their goals. Remember why you are talking to a customer. You are there to make money. You are there to close. You are there to sell. That's it. You can talk about their holiday or go for a drink after the sale is made, but not now. How to sell a pen. One of the most famous scenes in the Wolf of Wall Street movie is when Jordan Belfort asked his stockbrokers to sell me this pen, but no one seemed to know how to do it. Neither did I. I learned the secret, however, by watching an interview on YouTube in which Piers Morgan asked Jordan how to do it, and Jordan said the biggest mistake most salespeople make when trying to sell a pen or anything else is that they try to sell you on the benefits and features of the product. This pen is great. This pen is the best. This pen can write upside down. Do not try to sell a customer by listing the benefits and features of your product. Instead of trying to sell someone on the benefits and features of your product, the way to sell anything is to ask the customer certain specific questions to find out what they are looking for and to determine their buying strategy. Know what the customer is looking for, and you can provide them with a solution to their problems. Everyone has a unique buying strategy, and you don't know if they are motivated logically, motivated emotionally, afraid of making a bad choice, have a limiting belief to buying. Everyone also has different beliefs about buying, and if you want to sell someone, you need to ask questions to identify what those beliefs are. I'm afraid of making a mistake. I don't buy from people or companies I don't know or trust. I don't buy unless the risk or reward ratio is heavily in my favor. Many people have been taught to distrust salespeople, and they have been burnt by salespeople. Because you don't know what it's going to take, you're going to need to try a combination of everything. Create an airtight logical case. Create an airtight emotional case. Build up enough positive beliefs and reasons to buy. Break through their limited beliefs by eliminate all of their reasons not to buy, having them admit that they should be buying. Once you do this, you will have boxed them in, and in order to say no, they will be forced to go against their own beliefs and contradict themselves. Listen, it's a lie that people don't buy on logic. People do buy on logic, not solely on emotion. Even if your customer client does buy purely based on emotion in the moment, they will often renege and change their mind later and ask for a refund. So you need to create an airtight logical case as to why someone should buy your product. How to close like an alchemist. The customer must love your product. They must know your product is the best, and it should be. Don't try to sell crap or a product you don't believe in. The customer must trust you. The most important thing in sales is trust. If your customer doesn't trust you, they won't buy from you. The customer must trust your company. When the customer loves your product, you and your company all at the same time, they will buy. All three factors are important, and not one can be missed out. If someone says no, it's because they're not convinced your product is the best, they don't like or trust you, they don't trust your company, and overcoming objections. The most common customer objections are, I can't afford it, I need to think, this is bad timing, my wife will kill me, I need to speak with my wife, I've been burned before. However, 90% of objections are just stale tactics. When someone says I need to speak with my wife or gives you another objection, it's a stall tactic because they're not convinced logically, they're not convinced emotionally, it's a question of money, they have a negative belief to buying. Listen, the best time to overcome objections is before they come up. It's been great sharing this information with you. Please visit cutsdirect.com for more information. Thanks.